This is the Huawei Watch 2. This is the standard version, not the classic version. This is the sports style band, etc. When I was looking at getting a watch like this, I actually did a matrix to figure out what sort of watch I want, what features I want, and looked over pretty much everything and figured out that this one is the one that matches exactly what I want. In my opinion, it has the most features for the lowest price, which just so happened. Like, I was comparing it against a couple of outdoor ones because I've got the Casio Pro Track, and I compared it to the LG Watch Sport as well. So I have the matrix on the side there, so I'll refer to it from time to time. I'll remove my opinion, I'll just use it to refer to the features comparison. But let's get into it. This is Android Wear 2. Now it's running... it's Huawei Watch 2 running Android Wear. So I will need my phone out at one point, but let's get this initial packaging open. You already notice it says the Huawei design. So, nice bit of bright orange. One of their models do actually have a bit of orange on them. You can see it's got a little pull section there which pulls the watch up, so let's get that out, up and out of the way. So we'll compare it to my current watch, and I may also compare it to some other watches, but I'm used to a thick watch and a fairly bulky watch, so there have been some videos and reviews stating that it's a bit sort of big, but I don't mind it. So we've got nothing else there. We've got a little pull tab there to pull this up, so we'll set that to the back there. And in here we have the starter guide, safety information, warranty card. So they're all nice and everything, but they're gonna head over in that direction. Not gonna use that at all. And then we have the charger. So what we have here is everything that comes in the box. Now it's not much. You notice this is one of the travel chargers. That slides up so it can fit into place. Now I am in Australia and that doesn't fit in my plugs. What I need is that. However, the company I bought this off recognised that and gave me an adapter. So straight out of the box I can use the original charger. Bit bulkier, but let's have a quick look at this. A 1 amp 5 volt, so you can take another phone charger, etc. that's 1 amp and will work absolutely fine because it is just USB. But always make sure you double check the input voltage as well, 100 to 240, which means for my particular country I can use that. So I'll sit that at the back here. Now we've got the dock, which does have a magnet on it. Now I will say I did have a Vivo Active by Garmin, and the magnet was extremely strong. Out of the box I'd say it's not quite as strong, but I don't mind the dock style. A little rubber band there. But I don't mind the dock style for connecting onto the bottom. So you see you've got the pins there, and it just clips on like that. So it's not as strong as the magnet I'm used to, but when it's sitting on the desk, etc., that is going to hold on nice. It's enough to actually support the watch, so it is going to hold it in place. So I'll sit that to the back as well. Now let's actually look at this watch. I'll zoom in and we'll get some extra detail. So you can see you've got a nice watch face there. Now there's Gorilla Glass, and you've got a ceramic bezel as well, which I've already put a fingerprint on. You've got two buttons. Now this bezel here does not rotate, but to navigate you use the touch screen and these two buttons. This one brings up your apps and also exits. This one brings up a dedicated app. So by default it's the fitness one, but you can change that to any app. And with Android Wear 2 you can install apps directly onto the watch. And for some apps you need to install them on the watch instead of running them entirely from your phone. So under the band there, you can see the design they've got on the inside, a little channel there, and it's relatively flexible. Got a bit of texture there as well. So that's not bad. That's quite a nice one. And you've got also the quick release, so you can then disconnect that and take the band off, which means you can obviously replace it with another band, but you'll notice that it's just the pins there and there's nothing on the outside. So it needs to be the same style with the quick release, but you can replace the bands. And same with that one, you can just unclip it. Oop. There we go. And that just goes in and put it back in. Now, I've never done this before and I'm doing it through a camera, so good luck me. Put it there, pull that pin, and in it goes. That looks all lined up again, so that's all you need to do to put that back on. It's all about the technique. So you put that in first using the rubber to guide you, and then in it goes. That's the general size difference there. It is a little bit thicker than this one, but my previous Pro Track was even thicker, and I've had the G-Shocks which have been even thicker again. And general sort of size, I'd say it's about on average. So if we have a look at the back, you can see the heart rate sensor and the charging pins, and you can see the details on there. It's got the charging voltage there as well. It has a 1.2 inch screen, and it has 326 ppi, or pixels per inch. Now I've just got on here a comparison of the pixel height, so it's 390 pixels high. Now to compare that to LG Sport, it's 1.38 inches with 348 ppi, and that's 480 pixels. So it generally is a larger screen and also has more pixel density. So in theory the LG Watch Sport would be a clearer screen. However, the actual technology of the screen, this is an AMOLED screen, whereas the LG Watch Sport is a POLED screen. The difference being is AMOLED is an active organic LED screen versus POLED, which is a passive organic LED screen. So basically the passive, to be able to display, like for example on the screen at the moment, to display that, what's white would need a lot more voltage or a lot more power than what's black, which therefore can cause its life to wear out sooner compared to an AMOLED screen which is active. The actual technicalities further than that, I'm not too sure, but that's the basics of what I read up online. They both have the heart rate sensor, as you saw. They both have the speaker and microphone. Battery life, this one's got a decent battery. You'd probably expect close to 2 days, but when it hits 5%, it actually goes into watch mode where you just get the time on the screen and your steps. It doesn't sync anywhere or connect to your phone or connect to Wi-Fi or anything like that. It just turns into a watch. But the fact that it still does your steps means that when you connect back up to power and it syncs back to your phone, all your steps will still be tracked and recorded. Maybe around the same battery life as the LG Watch Sport, if not a little bit more, but that watch mode suddenly means that, well, you can turn that on anytime you want, but it also means that it will do that when your battery is low. So the waterproof rating on this one is an IP68. So the 6 stands for dust, its dust rating, which is pretty much dust proof, and the 8 represents the water, which in this case 8 is 1.5 meters for half an hour. that is not moving, that is not with waves or anything like that, is literally just sitting in water at 1.5 meters. Obviously that means that if you're down at the beach or anything like that, you cannot take it in the water. And even in the manual, they don't actually recommend you shower with it. They have in there not to shower with it. So it's a basic water resistance. If it's raining, if it gets splashed, if you're washing your hands and it splashes it, or you accidentally forget in the shower or something, then it should be fine. But something else to note is the shower is high temperature, which is not what it's rated for. It's just rated for standard water, not moving at a basic room temperature. This does have NFC, just like the LG watch. It has 768 megabytes of RAM versus 786 megabytes on the LG Watch Sport. Now it is a little bit less, but compared to the fitness ones I was looking at, it's both of these trump them. So that's why I ended up looking at one of these two. So that is a close look. Now let's turn this bad boy on. So you can see it's nice and reflective, so you can see there's the ceiling, there's the edge, and there's the camera. But I'll just hold it there. Now I'm looking at this at a very decent angle, so you're looking from straight down, I'm looking from that angle, and I can still see the screen quite clearly. So I'm going to sit this watch down towards the table so I don't have to hold it up as high. Now while that's booting up, what I will mention is you will need the Android Wear app. So you see that there? Not exactly the easiest thing for you to see, but you've got the Android Wear app, which launches up to this interface and asks if you want to set up. So we'll get back to that. I'll just sit that back down for now. There we go, so Android Wear. Tap to begin. And choose your language. Now they've got plenty of languages on there. Plenty of languages. So I shall now choose. They don't have English Australia. I'm going to go English United States. And do agree. Okay, so now we're going to pair it. So I'll set up. I'll zoom out a little bit for this. You agree to the terms of service, fitness data, and updates. I just hit agree down the bottom there. Going to turn on location services, which just comes up with the allow. And it's already found the watch. So I've chosen it. And I want to pair. And that's done. Now it's going to check for updates. Okay, so you can transfer your Google account across, which will want your phone to be unlocked to confirm. So I'll just use a fingerprint. And it double checks again, so I hit copy. Okay, so now we put the password in. And there we go. So now we can set up the watch to be connected to Wi-Fi. to allow. Check my calendar, allow, and notifications at a glance. So now we turn on notification access for Android Wear, and you can then send statistics with it as well. Okay, and now we're at the actual watch screen. And it was suggesting some watch faces there, and to get the Huawei Wear app. And you can see there, so you can press that to wake it up. You can then access tracking, etc. You can go straight to a workout, straight to a phone call. And it'll load that in a moment. You can also swipe down to access your basic settings, and swipe up to get notifications, and you can see how they're going to appear, and swipe right to access. You can press that one to go back. Press that one to see your apps. Scroll through the apps there, and obviously these are just default ones. You can install more, and you can press that one to go straight to an app that's been defaulted. So that's the basics of it, and we shall now go back to wearing it.